Hello, Shining Light. I am once again out here in the park walking. It's about 71 degrees today. And I did about 30 minutes. Got up a nice little sweat, but I'm not pouring. So, which is not the idea, right? To just pour sweat. Fat cells crying, right? Sweat is fat cells crying. But I'm going to try something. So, normally what I've been doing is thinking of interesting topics to talk about. Then I'd set up my studio, have my lighting, make sure my hair and makeup are done. I put on something cute and all of that. It just occurred to me some of my best ideas come when I'm either driving early in the morning or when I'm walking and I'm in the car. And I'm like, let me remember this idea. And then I forget, because that is the nature of perimenopause. So I'll completely forget about a topic. It slips my mind. Life gets lifing. I haven't had a chance to write it down. Again, if I'm driving, I've tried using a record function on my phone and that sort of thing, and it's just not working. So I may start doing sort of vlog formats where I just speak on what comes to me when I'm in the moment. So you may not be getting a bunch of high polished videos for a while, because honestly it's more important to me to impart wisdom or things that I know to be true about myself that other people may be suffering with. So kind of life experiences, and those that who want to be part of eliminating stress and anxiety and to have a full life with freedom. That's more important to me, to give you information and to talk to you, than trying to make everything fancy. YouTube's about, flash and bang and to hold people's attention and yada yada. So I did want to speak to something today that came to me when I was walking. And that was this idea of perfectionism and feeling bad and wrong when we make a mistake. So I come from a background of a lot of anxiety as a child. And when you have a lot of anxiety and a lot of uncertainty, or you're made to feel bad and wrong, you may just feel bad and wrong. It could be part of what you're born into. That seed may have been planted in the womb, and then you come out and you're carrying this family trauma with you, and your family environment may perpetuate that. And as an adult, growing up with anxiety and having that kind of anxiety as a child, as an adult, it's hard when you make a mistake. You beat yourself up, right? Anybody? Can you relate to me? If you can relate to beating yourself up, please leave a comment in the comments section. Let me know if you either grew up in this kind of environment or you feel that way now. So whenever I make a mistake, oh my gosh, it's just like the nerves, just the incredible anxiety. I have worked in some environments where, whether they were toxic or not, if I made a mistake, I felt bad, I felt wrong, and it would put me into this spiral, and it would take me off the rails, where it would start to affect my personal life, because then I would start seeing myself being bad and wrong in my personal life. And it can become crippling, because now you're at your job, you're on pins and needles. And some work environments, right? I've been in toxic work environments. They make a big deal out of the smallest mistakes. It's like they don't recognize that people are human beings. And when you make a mistake and you're made to feel so bad and wrong, you start living in this shame-based reality. You feel like everything or nothing that you can do is wrong. And it may be something just as simple as somebody pointing out that you made a typo in an entry, right? There are some environments that are petty. There are some that are toxic. And you know what I say? I say create the job that you want. Get out if it's enough to make you feel ill about going in, if you are not happy, if there is not enough balance. And I get that that's easier said than done, especially in this environment. But again, life's too short. There's always going to be some kind of environment. You have to rise above the environment. So, in feeling bad and wrong, I started to realize that, you know what? There is no blood. There is no broken bones. There's no fire. There are no emergencies that are so horrible. There are no mistakes that you have made that are so horrible that cannot be fixed. Now, if you've made a mistake and you did not mean to do it, well, if you mean to do it, then you don't need to be listening to this video because that means that you're fully aware of what you're doing, and that's a little manipulative. But if you, in your heart, knew that you were not trying to harm anyone and it was just a careless or accidental mistake, well, then what can you do to overcome this feeling of shame and anxiety every time you make a mistake? Well, acknowledge the mistake. Acknowledge what may have led to you making that mistake. Now, there's no saying you may not make that mistake again, but as long as you're fully acknowledging that you have made a mistake and that you try to take steps to try not to do it again, then that's really all you can do, is try to form habits to not make mistakes, right? So that means maybe writing down when it comes to work, writing down and taking notes. It's your home life. You know, that may mean even explaining yourself to your spouse or your children or your loved ones that, you know, I feel really bad right now. Because what happens sometimes when we feel bad and wrong? Well, you can lash out. Oh, you pointed out, now I'm stupid and all of this. That's taking it personally. And it may not have been anything about you. It's just, this is what happened. Let's fix it. If you're in an environment where someone's making you feel that way, well, then you need to either communicate that to a person and take steps to rectify the situation. If there's a person who's constantly bringing up shortcomings or shaming you or gaslighting you and that sort of thing. People who cannot make mistakes often, they can't take accountability. They blame everyone but themselves is because they feel bad and wrong, and they would rather someone else take the blame than themselves. It's very childlike. And they'll make excuses for the fact that they've made a mistake. And you know those people. You may be one of those people. If you know you've made a mistake and you're like, well, John had it first and he should have seen that coming and blah, blah, blah. You know what? If you had your hands in it, you know, it's just take responsibility. Employers, your family, other people will respond more if you take responsibility. That means you're accountable, and that earns people's respect, not throwing other people under the bus or gaslighting them, and not spiraling. When you make a mistake, don't spiral. Acknowledge this one problem is what the root cause of the problem. Do what you can to fix it and then move on. Move on. Understand that, again, there's no blood, there's no broken bones, there's no fire, there's no emergency that is so horrible that you lose your sense of self, you lose your grounding, your feet on the ground because of a mistake. It's going to happen. This is life, and you are not a robot. You should not expect to think as a robot and to be treated as one. And again, if you are, you need to get out of that environment. But it first matters that you take care of yourself. You have to treat yourself kindly, and you can't talk bad about yourself, and you can't abuse yourself. When you're spiraling out of control because of a mistake that you've made, you are abusing yourself, okay? And that's not cool. That's not good at all, okay? You are a beautiful, divine human being, and you are not perfect. Life is about going through these lessons and learning as we go. It's about this journey, and you're not going to get it right the first time, second time, third time, whatever it is you believe. You're never going to just get everything right, and that's okay. That's what makes you beautiful, and that's what makes you human. So I'm saying all this is because I have lived it. So now what do I do when I make a mistake? I acknowledge, okay, you made this mistake. And I'm not going to be careless, but I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to keep it moving. I don't happen to be in any environment where someone is coming down on me for making a mistake. And honestly speaking, I'm not going to let anyone come down on me for making a mistake. If you want to point out to me respectfully, even at my job or with a client, or that I have made a mistake, I'm going to honor it, and we can discuss it and see what we can do to fix the problem. But in no shape, form, or fashion am I going to let anyone make me feel bad or wrong. And that means talking to myself in a way that makes me feel bad and wrong. So I hope this message reaches you. Again, please leave a comment below if you have been suffering with feeling bad and wrong. If you grew up in a high anxiety environment, or where people have gaslighted you, or maybe it's just part of the nature of your home life or the experiences that you've had with, bad relationships, or it could be a whole host of issues that have caused this, but it doesn't matter about the past. What matters is now. Peace and blessings. I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.